wasn't a stone I didn't throw when I wrecked it.
All right, welcome to Nashville Art Makers. My name is Ronny Criss, and with me today is the fantastic artist and songwriter, Bryan Edwards. How you doing?
Good. It's good to be here.
All right.
Thanks for having me on your blog.
No problem. We're, if those of you who've been watching our blogs, we love to do profiles on different artists in town, and I like to consider us musicians and songwriters as artists too. So
Yeah, man.
we're doing that. And Bryan is having a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Bryan has been fortunate enough this year to get a cut with Jason Aldean's double platinum record, and this is My Kind of Party. The song on here that we're actually going to talk about today, along with Bryan's career, is If She Could See Me Now. Mm-hmm. So why don't we start there, Bryan? Sure. Tell us a little bit of a backstory about that song and how it came about, and maybe just a little bit about what it was like to write that song.
Sure, man. Well, I wrote the song with two really great writers, Bill Luther and Justin Weaver. And Bill's had some cuts by, Tim McGraw, Kenny Chesney, and some Faith Hill, and just a ton of really great artists and great songs.
That's a good company.
Yeah, and Justin's had several Aldean cuts. I think he had 2 on this record, and he had a couple on some of his other records as well. And basically, back in 2007, we wrote the song in 2007, so it's a pretty old song. I was working on a project for myself, my own career. I had been working with this producer at BMG, who's actually more of a songwriter than a producer. And he wanted me to write with everybody at BMG to sort of, keep everything in-house when we
Sure.
put the record together.
Absolutely.
And
it's kind of how it works.
yeah, that's how it works around here. So we did that, and that's how I got the co-write with these two guys, where we had gotten together. I had an idea that I had brought to the table, and Bill had heard it, and he said he really liked it, wanted to work on it with me. So we actually got into the co-write. I think it was a Monday night. I don't think we started till like 7 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And these guys had already written. I had worked during the day, and so we got together to work on this song that I had brought, and we get in there and we work on it, and sometimes in songwriting sessions, when you've haven't worked with somebody for a while, you kind of get stuck, and
Sure.
it just sort of happens. So we got stuck on this song, and started working on this other song, and Bill just sort of came up with this really cool chord progression, and we were just like da na 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 na, and then Justin started playing that on the guitar. He's a really good guitar player. And then I came up with the first line of the song, which was, there wasn't a stone I didn't throw. And
Sure.
The rest
a great
was
opening line, by the way.
The rest was sort of history from there. And we actually didn't finish it that night. I didn't actually end up getting back together with them, but Justin and Bill write all the time. And it's pretty common for to take an unfinished song and finish it elsewhere at another time and date. And so they ended up finishing what we had started, and so that's kind of how the song came about.
Cool. So that's a little bit about your process in regards to actually, the song coming to life, being born, if you will. Go ahead and tell the folks a little bit about what the song is about, and maybe where that idea came from, what you were thinking.
Sure.
And and I think really cool thing that people like to understand is sort of visually the lyrics that you put in. They paint pictures, and what pictures you were trying to paint in that song.
Yeah. Basically, the song is about just the regret that comes along with saying things that you don't mean to someone that you really care about. I mean, sometimes as guys, we say stupid things to girls and we don't mean them,
Sure.
but they take them really hard sometimes, and sometimes it is the straw that breaks the camel's back, And so in this song, that's what has happened here. A guy is basically just,
He took his last chances up.
Yep. And not only that, but it goes beyond that. In the saying, he's actually changed from that person, and if only she could see him now, and the regret that he has, and how much he really wishes that he could have her back and take those words back, that she would change her mind and sort of come back.
Sure. It is interesting. I really do want to touch on that opening line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things being a songwriter I think is really important. I actually heard, if I remember correctly, someone was interviewing James Taylor's son,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Taylor, who's an artist, and him and his mom was Carly Simon, and his dad is James Taylor, and he was like told by both his parents that like when it comes to songwriting, like one of the most absolute important things is
Mm-hmm.
to come out with you got to hit them right away with the opening line of a
Yeah.
song. And you know, a lot of people will tell you that in songwriting camps and whatever else. Like, it's very important that opening line does something
pulls
strong.
you in.
It has to
Yeah.
pull you in. And
Absolutely.
I think that is a testament to that opening line in that
Thanks.
song, because it does do that. Like, you can sort of picture that, and,
Yeah.
and it is like you know, in the cinematic
Mm-hmm.
terms,
Mm-hmm.
which is really neat about writing songs. It's like you can imagine that as being the opening scene in the movie. That
Yeah.
what just happened.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. When it comes to songwriting for you,
Mm-hmm.
like what are some of the things that you attempt to do in regards to your writing? Like, are there things that you are trying to? Is there a style to what you do, or
You know, not purposely. I think the style just comes from being who I am and
Sure.
doing what I do. I don't try to put it in a certain vein or whatever.
Mhm.
I think with that opening line, you know, it's metaphorical, obviously, you know, and I think that one thing that I pride myself on is having, you know, I really like to have lyrics that challenge the norm for the genre. I mean, country music typically has a reputation for being very fluffy and very light with some lyrics, you know.
Sure.
And so I like to really challenge that and get a little deeper with lyrical content. And I don't always come out on top in that category, but I definitely try.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely the goal for me. I mean, I would much rather say something that has never been said before in a different way than, you know, have some cool melody on a song, you know.
Sure.
So I mean, that's sort of how I approach it when I sit down in the co-writing session, you know. I mean, obviously that's the goal of all songwriters, is to say what's everybody feels just in a unique way, you know, and I like to take it a little deeper. Not just unique, but deep as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this song has definitely been heard by a lot of people. I can tell you that because obviously the album's gone double platinum, so
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah.
It's interesting if you now can Google your song
Mhm.
with chords or whatever, and it's like on all those.
Is it
like,
really?
It's like on all the tab databases.
I haven't even tried that yet.
With
That's-
lyrics and like how people have already
That's
like
crazy.
tried to write how to play the song.
Maybe I should go on there and correct them, you know.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in nowadays, and
That's
things
so
move
fun.
really fast.
Yeah.
But that's really awesome, and I think that's something to really be proud of.
Thanks, man.
The fact that someone like Jason Aldean, you know, heard that song. And I remember you telling me a story, or
Mm-hmm.
someone told you that the guy, your co-writer, who
Mm-hmm.
has had other hits with him or cuts with him, what's his name?
Justin Weaver.
I think you told me once when we were writing one time that like Justin Weaver was playing it for him, and then he started using it as his warm-up song.
That's what I was told. Yeah, he started to sound check to that song because he learned it that night. And you know, to back up, Justin went on the road with Jason,
Yeah.
and they were sitting around in the hotel room, and Jason asked him to play some songs that he had written because he was looking for songs for the next record. And so Justin played him this one, and he just picked up his guitar and learned how to play it, and did it from soundcheck, loved it, and cut it a couple weeks later. At least that's how it was told.